Good evening, Charles City County. I'm Lewis Black, your Board of Supervisor for District 3, and I'd like to thank you all for being here with me tonight to have this District 3 Town Hall. I'd like to express first how excited I am to be a part of a group that's working hard to move Charles City County forward. Um, I know we have adopted a motto here in Charles City County, and that motto is "We all win when we work together." I ask that you all have some patience and understand that when working with someone, it's a team or anyone, it's not always the easiest thing to work alongside the people you're working with. I just ask that you all exercise some patience so that we can work together with more so our schools, our churches, and various organizations throughout our county. Um, 2020 has been a challenging year for all of us during the pandemic, and I'm still learning myself how to operate within this dynamic community. And I'm just grateful that this group, this administration, the people we have employed, and also you all, the citizens in Charles City County, have sort of embraced me and my ideas and the way that we, our county, lead. And it's been a challenging 9 months, but I'm also here to, along with the other board members, we're here to promote new opportunities, economic opportunities, and businesses, and encourage more people and more invite more businesses to come here so that we can have a greater, better Charles City County and meet our goals of promoting and exceeding the expectations that you all have. Um, some of the things in District 3 that I like to highlight that have been accomplishments and achievements are the Rivers Rest Marina, the redevelopment of that area, and the RV park. We have 120 slips RV park, an expanded hotel, and also 72 boat slips. Um, Other accomplishments include the improved Wi-Fi connection at the Ruefield Gymnasium. I think that that'll be helpful when it comes to the COVID pandemic and the things that are associated with it, such as schooling for our children and whether you need to utilize that internet connection for exploring new job opportunities, whatever it may be to exploit that technology. I believe that it'll be very helpful for our county. The other thing that in our district that I'd really like to highlight is the four-lot subdivision proposed by Mr. Tinch. It has been approved also. So those are just some of the achievements that we've accomplished in District 3. One of the things that I like to bring up also and highlight is the pillars that I've embraced. One of the pillars that I've embraced and took upon myself. And my pillar and my focal point is communication. That's something that we are attempting here with this administration to improve upon. Me myself, I plan to tackle that with new ideas such as using the virtual town halls and utilizing internet to communicate with our citizens and various organizations throughout our county, so we can establish better dialogue amongst ourselves, so we can convey messages and find out what's really going on in Charles City County. Um, Also, I like to encourage more citizens in our county to participate and get more involved in some of the boards throughout our community, so that we could have more community involvement to help us guide this county and accomplish some of our goals with your input. Um, some of the updates in our county also that I think you all would really like to know about is our power plants. Due to COVID, the power plants, the developers in Charles City County, they're re-examining power plants, and we don't have any other further updates right now. It's on a sort of delay. Am I right, Ms. Johnson? A sort of delay for the power plants, and I know you all are interested in broadband. I encourage you all to tune in on Tuesday night for the latest update for broadband throughout our county. Um, and then I think I can progress on to some of the questions that we have. All right. But hold up, before we address some of those questions, I have something that I'd like to bring up. Um, some of the things that we're also working on and looking forward to improving upon is the road, the infrastructure, the roads in District 3, more specifically on the Glebe Lane. Um, we plan on meeting with our VDOT representative very soon so that we could basically figure out a method or ways so that we can improve that road and the road conditions so that we can transit back and forth up and down that road. Um, and that's it for my some of my highlights in District 3. But I have some questions for you all um, that I think would be very helpful for us when it comes to establishing some sort of dialogue. Um, just imagine if we were in a perfect world. What is one amenity that could improve the quality of life for residents of District 3? That's my question to you all. Um, we're looking for innovative ideas for moving the county forward. We're seeking individuals to serve and represent District 3 on various boards and commissions. What can we do to inspire better engagement for residents of our district? I'd like to know, have some of your ideas and some of your input on that. And then my last question is, COVID-19 has had a tremendous impact on our nation, our state, and our county. Charles City has put several systems in place to help meet the needs of the community during this crisis. Are there lingering needs in District 3 that you feel the county should address? That's some of the questions I pose to you all. Um, and I believe this is the time that I can more so get some questions from you all that you have, and then maybe we can answer some of those. Is there?
So, Mr. Black, we have a comment section where anybody on Facebook or YouTube, when they enter their comments on those platforms, they'll pop in. But I guess while we're waiting on for those questions, or it looks like we have one from Lisa Goodman Wood. She would like the trash pickup service. She would like a trash pickup service. I'm not sure what district I'm in, but I live on Route 5 near Shirley. So, Ms.
I
Wood
mean,
is in Mr. Smith's district, and I'm thinking that she's saying Shirley Plantation. Is that Shirley Plantation, Ms. Wood? If it's Shirley Plantation, then she lives in District 1. So a trash pickup service. Okay.
okay. Well, that's a good idea. I mean, being that we have an elderly community, I mean, why wouldn't we explore some of those ideas? I think that'd be something great for the county.
I do know that there are some citizens who has a trash pickup service through County Waste. I'm not sure how that works, Ms. Wood, but they do. I see County Waste. They put their cans out just like they do in the suburban areas, and so County Waste is a contractor that does a trash pickup now. I don't know how many citizens, but you may want to look into that.
Okay, yeah, that's something that I figure we can bring up with the rest of our board members to explore. I mean, especially being that Miss Wood says she'd be happy to pay for it. I understand that.
Yeah, she says County Waste doesn't pick up in her area where she lives. Okay, we can, I guess, have a conversation with Waste Management to see if that's an additional service they may want to offer.
Yeah, sure. Do you think that could be something that maybe a private entity could do?
Because County Waste is a private entity. I know they're a subcontractor, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, but I'm saying beyond that, like, say if someone had a business to do something just that we sort of promote something like that.
Yeah, we could probably work out a program for that.
Oh, I'm supposed to hit you. Okay.
So Lori Watson.
Okay. Lori Watson. What district is Green Oak Road? Ms. Johnson, you got it?
That's in your district.
Okay.
I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I'd like a social worker to return my call from over a week ago regarding I'm not sure. Am I supposed to read all of that? Am I? Yeah. Okay, I can read it out loud. I'm not. I just didn't know if you wanted your stuff out there like that. But yeah. Okay. So I'd like a social worker to return my call from over a week ago regarding my grandparents possibly being eligible for a coordinated care waiver. I'd also like the speed enforced slash reduced on Green Oak Road. Traffic going to and from Route 155 is very high speed on that road. Okay, Ms. Watson, I guess we can have a speed study done on that road to explore some other options and possibly reducing the speed. Um, and also a coordinated care waiver. I'm not too versed in that, but maybe.
Well, we can pass that information on to the Director of Social Services. I'll have Ms. Pine pass that information on to the director tomorrow for Ms. Watson.
Okay. Hopefully that answers your question, Ms. Watson. Um, what else? We have Mrs. or I don't know how. I'll just go with Pat. Opportunity hazardous waste transfer drop off station similar to New Kent. I'm not sure if that's a question or not, but it,
I'm assuming Azard is talking about with the waste management transfer stations. So that's something that we can send an email over to waste management to see if that's something that they can offer here in the county.
I'm gonna go ahead and unmute again. Um, Miss Watson said again, yep, putting it out there usually gets a response. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll look into that as soon as possible.
So, Mr. Black, I think while we're waiting on other questions to come, I just want to kind of, just pick your brain. How has it been for the last, what's this, September, 9 months of being on the Board of Supervisors, managing a pandemic? How's it been for you?
Would you like a real answer or would you like the professional answer? But no, it's been kind of hectic. Things have been troubling for me just like anybody else. But as a board of supervisor, it's been a challenge, but it's also been a great learning experience. But considering the fact that I have a great team along with me and two other members that are just as passionate about the county, it's been fluid, it's been liquid, it's been going smooth. Um, your experience through different things that has impacted you all throughout the county serving. That has helped me and has soothed my nerves and helped me not only just as a board member, but it's also helped me in my home life. So yeah.
So it looks like Ms. Bader had another question on the bottom.
Okay. For oil, could Ms. Johnson, is that something that we can do when it comes to oil? Hazardous waste drop off place for oil? Or is that something that we can talk to waste management about?
Yeah, we can send Waste Management an email to see if that's an option, if they can include that at the transfer stations within the county, in all districts. So we can send them an email and see if that's an option for them.
Yeah, so when it comes to oil, I guess we'll explore other options for that. Email and waste management and see what our options are and what opportunities we have to handle that waste. I'm sorry, I don't want to mess up her your name, but Mrs. Baser. Okay, yeah, the J in there threw me off, but I got it now, Mrs. Baser. Sorry. I believe in our county, being that we don't have a lot of places to convene, I believe when it comes to COVID, I think that sort of helped us when it comes to the spread, other than our local churches, of course, but hopefully a lot of people are dealing and coping with COVID just as well. Um, so I have another question by Conductor Maine. Um, you're saying that you took my bike on the new lane at Route 5 and Route 155, and the traffic coming east around the corner on Route 5 is hard to read when crossing Route 5 to go toward Dollar General. Maybe the speed could be reduced in that section with the county of that area near the hair salon to allow safer crossing for bikers. Anything to protect the bikers, yeah, we have to explore. Ms. Johnson, is that something that we can, I got to make a note of that right now so that we can have Mr. Wyndham explore and have a speed study done. So yeah, we'll
Actually, Miss Pine is making notes for you, Mr. Black, and so she'll give you a list of everything that you need to follow up on. So that's one of the items that we can put on the agenda for VDOT when you have your board of supervisors comments on Tuesday night. You can add that to it just to look at that with them. But she's making the notes for you.
All right, thank you. I'm just asking y'all be patient. This is my first town hall, so we're gonna get through it though, and we're gonna get some things answered and try to improve the county as best we can and get the pulse of the county. Ms. Watson, I'd like to thank Charles City Sheriff's Department and EMT services for prompt responses to calls to 9/11 recently. Yeah, thank you, Ms. Watson, for that comment. I also like to thank the Sheriff's Department, EMT, and for the job that they've done, and continue to keep up the good work.
Yeah, I'm excited for, I know the director of fire, it is his goal to reduce the response time. And I think he's reduced it by at least a minute and a half so far, but his goal is to reduce it. I'm not sure if the number is 8 or 9 minutes, but they're working diligently. And so he's working hard. And then next week, I think it's the 23rd, Miranda, we'll have the pinning ceremony for our newest firefighters and EMT employees. So we're excited to be adding more to the department to expand the department for coverage. So thank you so much, Ms. Watson.
One thing that I failed to mention during some of the county highlights is the relocation of a wireless internet tower to District 3. We have a contract with SCS, and we're getting internet provided by them to cover some of District 3. As you all know, that some of that area is plagued with not having service connected by Comcast, and SCS is seeking to come in and cover some of our citizens in that district. So.
And Mr. Black, this is something that's hot off the press. I wasn't at Mr. Coda's town hall, but I'll do it at your town hall tonight. We actually have a date for the broadband town hall, which will be October the 13th. Correct, Miranda, at 7 p.m. And Comcast will be here conducting a town hall for the broadband, giving out all of the information where they are right now, as well as the packages that they're going to be providing in Charles City County. So there'll be some marketing material that'll go out. There'll also be, of course, we'll put it on social media on our website, but October 13th at 7 p.m., Comcast will be here to give more information. And so we're just excited that they have agreed to come, and, because we've been getting a lot of questions and, a lot of, is my house going to be serviced and that sort of thing. And so they're going to give, a larger update. They're about 36% done with the construction and moving ahead of schedule. And so on October the 13th, we'll have a town hall for that. So we're excited about that.
And October 13th is mostly surrounding Comcast, not SES. So when are we going to get more details on SES and the coverage and packages they'll be offering?
So we SES were okay, I didn't make sure I was unmuted. So we didn't want to have both service providers, because they are competitors in the room at the same time. So SES was at our other town hall, but they'll be coming back in October, later in October, to talk about their packages, as well as, when they're going to, start connecting. The date that they've given us is between October 16th and the beginning of November. They'll start connecting individuals, but the service packages will be late October.
And Miss Watson said, "Hallelujah for the bridge being open on 155. No more detours." Yeah, we're all excited about that, reducing the stress on Lock Curry and Atkins Road. So yeah, we're all pretty excited about that also. And Miss Watson also said, and finally, a shout out to great neighbors helping us provide 24/7 care for my grandfather while grandmother has been on hospital and now rehab. Yeah, shout out to great neighbors. I like to say that also.
And so, Mr. Black, I will remind the viewers that the question, what can we do to inspire better engagement from residents of our district? And so if you want to pop in any other suggestions, that's definitely something we want to hear from you.
Okay, Mrs. Doris Fullwider. Don't forget us at the very end of your district off Route 5 near the Chickahominy when the internet is provided for our district. Lots of homes down here. We haven't forgotten District 3 and the end of Route 5. We haven't forgotten that district. We're exploring more options as we unveil SES and also Comcast. Ms. Johnson, we have been looking at some other options, correct? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're going to give a full update Tuesday. I'll give a full update Tuesday night at the Board of Supervisors meeting. So we do have two more options on the table because our goal, of course, is to give Charles City 100% coverage of broadband. And so on Tuesday night, I'll be giving a full report. But so we're having conversations with Dominion. They have a program that they run fiber on the Dominion power lines, thanks to Mr. Black, who recommended we contacted them. And so we had a conference call, and SES has now taken the ball to have a conversation with Dominion about expanding the coverage. The fiber coverage and not the wireless coverage. And then also there is a federal grant auction opportunity that we are exploring, and that SES has also said that they're going to be entering the auction to cover the disparity, or where the areas that are not covered, to make sure that we get 100% coverage. So needless to say, we are not just accepting just the Comcast 2,350 homes and businesses. We are expanding so that we can make sure we have 100% coverage for all of Charles City.
So as you all see internet be implemented throughout our county,
Don't
don't
get
don't get discouraged and think that we've forgotten about you all. We're still working diligently to, as Ms. Johnson said, to cover the entire county. We're not about leaving anyone behind. I'm gonna move on to Ms. Natalie Atkins Allen. I think that virtual town halls are a great step towards more engagement. Yes, that's a part of our communication pillar, and we're going to continue to use these types of avenues to establish better communication. So yeah, thank you. Ms. Amy Hicks, I like these meetings being online. I imagine many more people can watch / attend in-person meetings. Thank you for doing this. Yeah, this is a part of us trying to engage with the community and trying to communicate with you all as best we can.
Or Pat.
Pat? Yeah, I like Pat better. Not to say there's nothing wrong with the other part. I just it's easier for me. What else do we have?
She said, how about arranging a meet and greet?
Yeah, that's what. How about arranging a meet and greet for the sheriff's office and citizens to talk and get to know one another?
Hopefully
we can do that. Is that something that Ms. Johnson? If that's something that we can set up here soon?
Oh, I was unmuted. I'm sorry. So we can definitely, Ms. Baser, have a conversation with the sheriff to see if he would be willing, maybe possibly to do a virtual town hall, or maybe have something where we can, of course, practice social distancing. I know they have a lot of new deputies, and give the citizens an opportunity. So we will pass the information on to Sheriff Jones and see if that's something he's interested in. Thank you for that.
Okay, and Mrs. Natalie Atkins Allen, will there be any programs to help residents that cannot afford internet? Thankfully, I can, but many others cannot. That is a great question, and if we could, if it's feasible, I'd like to explore some options like that. We are a rural community, and we don't have a lot of our citizens. They're not making the most amount of money to afford these types of internet plans. So, Ms. Johnson, can we explore something like that?
We can do some research to see if that's an option. Normally, I'll just do some research. So, Miss Allen, I'll just have to do some research and have Mr. Black just reach back out to you. But I'll have staff do some research and see how we can possibly offer something.
All right, Clinton Kelly. Is there a way that the county can enforce the bicycle stop signs when crossing county roads? The bicyclists clearly do not understand a stop sign. Um, Enforce it. We could have our sheriffs take a look at that and see what's really going on in this area. I know a lot of citizens are complaining, and rightfully so, about speeding on our rural roads, and we're looking at some options to maybe possibly look at cameras and create some sort of to hold, I guess, people that are transiting up and down the roads accountable, and cameras might be the way using technology. We just have to explore the cost and the effectiveness of that. So yeah, we have to look at that and keep both the bikers and drivers safe. So
So, Mr. Black, if I could just pick your brain, we're thankful for all the questions coming in, and we know this is your first town hall. But since you've been on the board, what would you say your greatest lessons that you've learned so far?
since being on the board, my greatest lessons is that one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is things may appear to be going smoothly throughout our county, but we have people with real needs, and those needs should be catered to, and we should more so do what we can to explore that. And when looking at someone from the outside, looking in, you shouldn't just assume everything is all right and everything is all good. So basically, when speaking to somebody or greeting them, try to understand that we all have our own issues in life, and to respect that person, and also understand that they're going through something just like you are, and you never know what a situation is. So just be kind and gentle to one another. That's one of my biggest things. Also learning that this government process is not as easy as everyone thinks it is. It's a big challenge. I know a lot of people think we can just get up here and change happens immediately, but these things take time. Um, Dealing with a government entity, you think it'd be like day and night, but night and day. Sorry, that's how it's supposed to go. But it's not. Things don't just change or happen overnight. It takes time. It takes planning. It takes diligence. It takes a team, and it takes people supporting you and giving you the support to get things that they want to see done accomplished. So that's why I always express patience. We have to have patience when it comes to accomplishing our goals, and just be respectful of one another. So that's one of the biggest things I learned.
So now that you are 9 months into the role, what would you say is and you're looking at your districts? Because one of the things, Mr. Code alluded to the other night, I think the board has historically looked at everything from a county-wide perspective. And I would like to shift it a little bit now that we're in a different place, that, you all not only look at county-wide projects, but you zone in on your district. And so if you had to think of your top one or two priorities for District 3, now that you've looked at the district, I know the internet was one of them. And so that's why we worked really hard and negotiated a contract for the relocation of the tower. And that was, under your direction. But what else would you say your priorities were, your top two priorities for District 3?
You want two or the 100 priorities that we have? but in my district, I know we have a big issue that's surrounding our roads. Our roads are in need of repair, whether they need to be widened or whether they need to be smooth, um, or whether our roads are in dire need of some resurfacing, and we need to really focus on that. That's one of the biggest things. If not, we're going to have car repair after car repair after car repair. And I understand we have a lot of flooding in our area, but um, me, myself, and our residents, we have to understand that we live basically in a wetland. And when a storm hits or we get a lot of rain, there's going to be some flooding. I, that's something that we have to navigate as it comes. But road repair is one of the big issues, and also I like to think about the future when it comes to ideas for the county and things that we need. And one of the things I see fit that we need is we need new infrastructure when it comes to our gymnasium, and I think that we should have a new gym. We're using the old Roofville Gymnasium as our place to work out and recreate, but I think we need new infrastructure, a new building, a new facility that would encourage and promote more people to go to that facility, and it'll serve as a place of meeting other folks and promoting health, not just now but future health. So those are two things that I feel like we should have in our district and we should focus on. But there's one more thing, our wastewater also. The infrastructure in our wastewater treatment plants, and we need to focus on those things also. Um, but I have to also understand, and I would like to encourage other people to understand in my district that um, these things take money. It's the taxpayers' money, and we have to find a way to do our best to manage that money and just don't spend it on one thing. I know we all want nice things, but we can't just spend it all at once. We have to be mindful for years to come and have to properly allocate those funds to our priorities. So those are the three things that I like to focus on.
Also would like to remind the citizens, COVID-19, of course, Charles City has not been exempt from the impact. We've had 77 cases. 64 of those are now recovering. We also have, unfortunately, 5 deaths, and we still have 9 active cases. And so we are really still working hard to manage this pandemic. I actually was on a call with the governor's office today on health equity committee that they included Charles City. And so one of the great things that the governor, this committee is offering, Charles City County will get 5,000 face masks and 5,000 bottles of hand sanitizer. And so we'll be coming up with ways to get those out into the community via the churches, via community events, doing the food distribution at the food pantry. And so if you have any suggestions on how Oh, I wasn't muted. I was doing a lot of talking and nobody could hear me. I'm sorry about that. We have to remain. So let me start over. So the county was on a call with the governor's office this morning or this afternoon, and we are going to receive 5,000 face masks for COVID-19 and 5,000 bottles of hand sanitizer. We have 77 cases here in the county. 64 of them are now totally recovered, thank goodness. We have unfortunately, 5 deaths, and we still have 9 active cases. And so we are working hard to manage the pandemic. So we will be working on ways to distribute all of these bottles of hand sanitizer and face masks. So if you have any suggestions, you can drop them in the comment line. I know we were able to give 20 churches. Each church got 250 face masks. And so we have 2 churches that need to pick up the last 2 bags. But again, that group of PPE was just for nonprofits and faith-based organization, and the face masks and bottles of hand sanitizer that we're going to get is going to be for the general public. So any information or any suggestions that you guys can provide, we will be happy to recognize those. COVID-19 cases are now up to 81 as of this morning. Well, Ms. Dr. Furman, thank you so much. I was just going off my last data. I hadn't looked at it today, but thank you for that update. I guess we'll verify those numbers, because sometimes what we have told VDH is that, the public gets information before we do. And so there has been a lag in service. So thank you for that. I think you had another, Ms. Bazert, and then Conductor Main.
Okay, Conductor Main, could we put programs for children and adults to teach skills not readily taught, focusing on technology in the empty building attached to the Rootfield Gym? Examples: code and graphic arts, photography, videography, creative arts in technology, or traditional art. I think that when we had the meeting with the school board, I think we explored some of these options and ideas of thinking of new ways to teach our kids and also adults in the community. That is a great idea. I know a lot of things that we had planned to seek out and to implement throughout the county has been hindered by COVID-19, and I know we can't use that always as a thing that stops us, in which it hasn't. It's just slowed down the progress of things, and we'll continue to look at other options while trying to maintain the safety of our citizens, residents, and our children. But those are great ideas, and I think we need to keep up these ideas coming in our county, so that we can educate and boost the future wealth and education of our citizens and our students. And we have another question. Monica Makita, are there any options or opportunities for entrepreneurs / business owners to donate PPE or funds to purchase more for the county? You all are doing a great job, and you have our support. Are there other options? I know we're talking about this building right here next to us, about we explored some ideas when it comes to entrepreneurs being invited to our community, correct, Ms. Johnson?
I think that she wants to donate PPE, funds to purchase more for the county.
Oh, just to donate. I mean, why couldn't we? Yeah, of course, we're down to take PPE or funds. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually received, I think we received 5,000 from the state, and we're getting another 5. I know we received 2,000 from the state, but we're getting 5,000. But if you want to make a donation, Ms. Makita, you can contact Jimmy Johnson, who is our director of fire and EMS. All of the PPE and donations are being funneled through his offices, and he's managing them for the pandemic. And so you can contact his office directly, or you can just call the main number at 804-652-4701 and ask for the fire department, and staff will transfer you, and he can coordinate that donation for you. Thank you so much. And Dr. Furman, just to let you know, I just hadn't checked my emails today. And so we do have 81 cases here in the county, 65 that are now fully recovered. 11 of those are still open, and 5 deaths. So thank you. I've had a busy day today, and this is, I think, my 7th meeting for the day, and hopefully my final meeting. But thank you for that update.
I know you had said, do we have any other ideas? You think by distributing some of those hand sanitizers and PPE at like our local stores, I mean, is that something that we could do, or invite that idea? I mean, that's a hot spot for people going in and out, so I figured, that's something that we could do.
I'm sure we're going to explore options. They do have some guidelines, and we just have to make sure that we're tracking every destination or every area that we are doing the distribution. We have to track it for the governor's office. I do know that we're going to talk to the schools. I know that the schools are delivering lunches for some of the students, and so we are going to hopefully partner with them to, distribute them that way, as well as the churches and through the food bank. And so I think that's a great idea. That one of the options you could do door to door, but we just don't have the staff to do that. And so we will be exploring options. The teams will get together and come up with a plan to basically get rid of all 5,000 masks and all 5,000 bottles of hand sanitizer. So that's something that we're looking to get them in and get them out. And it should be here within the next 3 or 4 weeks.
I'll tell you what, I'd be willing to, go door to door to give some of that PPE out if that's something that we could possibly do. I mean, I'm down. All right.
Any other comments or questions or suggestions from Facebook or YouTube Live?
Y'all got me here, so it's time to bring on the questions. Well, I invited y'all, so let's not get conflicted two ideas.
Mr. Black, I know that we have several boards and commissions. I'll be doing a full presentation Tuesday night of all the boards and commissions that need filling throughout the county, and we'll be making that information, that entire packet, available on our website after Tuesday night, so people can see what commissions we have, given a description of the commission, pretty much not the job description, but what that committee does. And so, out of all of the committees that you've seen, which committees are you looking to get filled first? So what are top priorities for you?
Some of the commissions that I'd like to get filled first. I think I got somebody on the planning commission. I know the planning commission is a priority. I know I addressed the housing task force. Those are two of my main ones. I know we have the wetlands board also. That's one of the ones that I'm seeking to really get some people involved in. But I think more so we just need to get more community involvement. And I think by you posting that would encourage a lot of people. But whereabout are we posting it also? Is it going to be on our government page, or is it more so on the Facebook?
So we'll be posting the actual the pages on our website. It'll be, of course, that packet is large, but there will be a link that'll be posted to social media for people to click in. It'll take them over to our website in order to get all the information for all the boards and commissions. So.
Yeah, my thing is we can have all the commissions and boards out there, but if we don't have people that are really excited and motivated to fill these roles, to help Charles City County move forward, then they're all pointless. So we definitely need people to come out and show some support for our community. So. Okay, Mr. Furman, I'm gonna read your comment. The abandoned Rootfield School building section to the east of the gym building. Is there any plan to deconstruct these and other abandoned buildings in the county? I believe you had told me one time that we had an asbestos issue with that. So we just have to explore some options to come up with the funding for it, for one, and also see how we can either deconstruct or repurpose. But I think due to the asbestos in it, I think it'll be more so a deconstruct type effort. So we just have to more so look at the funding and the feasibility of doing that within a reasonable time frame. You know what, with Miss Johnson, this is just something that I'm thinking of. Um, it probably costs money for like a radio or podcast type deal, but maybe a county podcast would be something that would be very interesting and intriguing to our county. What are your thoughts on that?
That's something that we can definitely explore. I know podcasts are really, really popular. I listen to several, motivational speakers and that sort of thing. So that's something that we can explore. And are you going to be our podcast leader if we get it in place? And since it's your idea, it's another way of communications. I know as we're focusing on the 5 pillars, which will be rolling out next month. Yours is communication, so that's definitely something I think you should lead the way if we get everything in place. What do
See, I would definitely be available to do that and excited to do that. As long as we can have an open dialogue. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Joe Rogan show. I don't know if you all seen that, but I find that very interesting, and he has an open dialogue. But I like to have those types of things with some of the constituents throughout the county, and as long as you're down to do it also, and I can interview you and other people throughout the county, whether it be some of the people that are on our staff, and I think that'll be a great idea, a podcast. You all tell me what your thoughts are. Um, if you have any more questions, let me know and reach out here on the town hall. We're just trying to find other ways to communicate with you all and get a gist of how you all really are feeling and how we can move this county forward, because we can't do it alone. That's the true nature of this whole thing. So, oh, I have another question. That's great. Ms. Becky Atkins Branch. Okay. What did you say is coming out next month? 5. Well,
So Ms. Branch, we're working with the health equity community from the governor's office, and we have 5,000 masks and 5,000 bottles of hand sanitizer that will be here probably in the next 2 weeks that we need to distribute to the community. So we'll be giving them out to the churches and to doing the food distribution to the schools. And so if you have any suggestions on how we can distribute, or if you want to pick up for organizations, the fire department will be arranging those efforts. And so I was on a conference call today, and so they want to make sure that Charles City is staying safe through this pandemic. So 5,000 face masks and 5,000 bottles of hand sanitizer.
and I like to say, Pat, the best way to contact me is email. A lot of times when someone calls on the phone, I'm either at work. I work a full-time job also, and the best way to contact me is email, and I'll respond to that outside of these town halls. So,
And Ms. Branch, you may have also, if it wasn't the 5,000 face masks, you might have been talking, I alluded to the 5 pillars. So we have different target areas that each board of supervisors and administration will be focusing on that we'll be announcing next month. So it's basically our strategies for the community. We wanted to roll them out in July, but due to COVID, things got pushed back. So it's just the strategies that we're going to be focusing on for this fiscal year. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight, and hopefully we can have more town halls like this and establish better dialogue. And I can hear your voice sometime after COVID goes away, and hopefully you all show up to our Tuesday meeting also to hear about our broadband and get more details on that. And thank you all for coming out. I ask you all to, you know, try to exercise some patience, and also understand that we all win by working when we work together. And working together ain't always easy. Let's understand each other's backgrounds, and we're all going through something. And I wish you all the best. And if you want to contact me, reach me through email. And if you can't reach me, reach out to Ms. Johnson, and we'll get back to you. And thank you for attending my town hall tonight.